Okay, in this video we're going to go over converting a client from a lead into an account, explaining the account and whatnot. So in DNR, in our lead DNR, after you had the consultation meeting and met with this fake lead as Dan's ties, we're going to start to qualify him and determine whether he's a vendor, affiliate, or client, and mark his temperature. We're going to change it to warm because he's very interested in our services. And we fence meeting with him. We want to qualify him, and we're going to go over, make sure we're going to fill in all these different fields right here, and make sure that we have all the information. So we're going to conduct more research, maybe figure out, evaluate his business, figure out what his goals are, his visions, his birthday, and then we are going to send out an engagement letter to him. An engagement letter, here's a fake one right here that I made up, and we're going to attach it, and because we want to create an engagement letter for them to send to Vi or Melissa for RSCO review, so we're going to log into event, and we're going to create and schedule the sales meeting with him. So scales engagement, and he's going to hopefully be a client. It's not an all-day activity, so we have a start time. We'll make it today, May 20th at 7. Description. Location will be at his office, since that was his office on his lead, 100 Route 70. And there's no need for a reminder just for these purposes, but you wouldn't want to schedule that. And now we're going to attach the file and look for the engagement letter and attach it. And there it is. And add invite. You can invite others, so click to add invitees. Now the other people have other salespeople accounts, and then click save. And now the event of the sales meeting is scheduled, and you have the engagement letter already in there that you're going to present to your client. And you'll see it right there in the activity history, or maybe for open activities. And then we're going to have this. You're going to have the sales meeting, and hopefully the sales meeting goes great. If the sales meeting goes sour and he doesn't want you, then you're going to click. You're going to go to lost, because you would have lost the lead. However, so let's say he really wants you and you win him, and he's really interested. Then he's warm, and let's say, you know what, you won. Congratulations, good job, you won the lead. You're going to select it. You're going to click save, and you're going to click convert lead, because now he's your client. And you're going to account name and create a new account, Dan's Ties. Make sure that do not create a new opportunity upon conversion is checked. You're going to convert. His converted status will now be hot. It was warm. Subject. Now this is, you're going to have to make, every time you convert a lead, you're going to have to make a task. So for this example, we're going to do this next task that we need to be done. Actually, we're going to make it time slips, because now the engagement's already set. We want to put him in time slips. So it's going to be an email. Due date is going to be tomorrow, because we met with him already today. And his status is going to be in progress, because that time slips hasn't been completed. It's high, and then we want to send a notification email. But for this one, we're not going to check it. And then you can check reminder. And then in comment section, write anything if you need to. And then click convert. And now Dan's Ties is your new account. Congratulations. Give yourself an applause. Okay, so let's go over each thing in the account field. So the logo is, you can put their company logo, and you can just upload it by clicking this image button right here. Click choose file, go to your folders, and click open. And for this one, we're just going to do an example logo. These are RSCO logo. Click save. Oh, wait a minute, you can't save. That's right, because you have to go through each thing. So let's go through the field. So now he's an account type. He's actually, we're going to change that later to a client from a lead. But industry type is company classification for time slips, and he's a business. And then those other ones are the same. Account details, you have a tax return for accounting. That was actually the same from the lead field. Do you use QuickBooks? No. So yes, we're going through the QuickBooks versions. Just for this one, we have to, it's mandatory that you have to put to use QuickBooks. So click no, because he doesn't. And these are just leads from the fields from the lead field that were converted. QuickBook version, he doesn't use it, but if he did use it, you would select a different year. Year end, that's for financial purposes, and that's 12 created by. That would be who the person created the account, and then sales manager is the person that's actually going to monitor it. So created by Lori, she was the one that converted it. And then for account source, that was the lead prospect method. That was how you found the account, which would come over from the lead, and then how many people, staff size is how many people there are. We went over that in the lead comm before. And then staff happiness, that's a new one. That is how happy their staff is from being an account. Let's say 4 for these purposes, which means they're pretty happy. And then it goes over RS&Co, VIA, and DIA. That means which accounting company is actually going to take this client and do services for this account. So for this one, we're told Speedwagon Company, and there's Visionary Accounting and Digital Accounting Institute. And for this one, we're going to go for an example. We'll click RS&Co, and see how it shows the engagement type, which is the service we're doing, the account partner, who it was, and the account manager. So for RS&Co, it's a yes. For engagement type, we're going to make it a, see the different selections, 1040 audit, bookkeeping, compilation, all the different services. So we're going to go to make it a computer, make it a business transaction. Account partner will be Dan, or for this purposes, let's make it Greg. Account manager will do Joe Greenfield, and then the second one will be Melissa Hoffman. And just hit OK, it saves it, and see how it auto generates it down there on that other category. And then you do DIA, there is nothing, and most of them don't have any right now. And then for VIA, it is VIA, and it's engagement. We're going to say QuickBook training, which is peer consulting, and that was done to Lori, and Lori's actually the account manager on that. So then you click save, and we'll go back up and explain the rest of it. This didn't save, so let me just hit no for now. And it's now an account that you can use. But let's go over this. So then you have the users and passwords, and the bank account number, if we have to get to the bank account, and the bank account password, and then their EIN, which is their employee identification number, and then this New Jersey certificate number, which is. And then you have QuickBooks password, which if you want to access their QuickBooks, their PayPal, another password, and then the product services. What are the products and services they provide? And for this one, we're going to go to Dan, and he is a we're going to say he is a prestigious. He sells prestigious ties, cufflinks. No, not cufflinks. Let's go with belts. And then hit OK. That loads up. And then RS ranking. Ranking is how good of a client they are. We'll say he pays on time, he pays a lot, and spends a lot. That's A. You make a lot of money from him. Our start date is when he became a client. We'll see. Remember, then that's usually when your sales meeting, when they sign on the line. Your initial deposit is how much they gave you to start your services. We'll make it $100. Revenue monthly is how much we actually make from them per month. Is our sales per month with them, and then revenue yearly is how many sales we have per year with them. So we'll say 12,000, 2,000, and one time is how much we make per project. Sometimes we just do projects with them, so we'll say for 500. For these purposes, we just make 500. And then for Digital Accounting Institute, we don't need to put anything, so we'll minimize it for now because we're not using that one. It's just VIA and RS&Co for now. Service providers. Service providers are different other people that we work with and other partners, or who they have already. So you can have an accountant, an auditor, their own bookkeeper, financial advisor, their own payroll company, or a partner, one of our payroll companies. For an accountant, let's say they don't use us, they use Petronian Associates, and that could be like our competition as well. You can keep track of. Bookkeeper, let's say they use Books, a bookkeeper company, and then for also they could have an attorney or our attorney, employee benefit company, like insurance company, an IT networking, for example, Dell Computers, a marketing company, Buzz Marketing, for example, or a marketing company that they use, or we are, or one of our affiliates, and another consultant field as well. Okay, we'll come back to that. So checklist. So for engagement letter, that is, make sure that it was sent and filled out and already, filed. Confidentiality agreement. Sometimes some businesses require it, so make sure that's checked. Make sure it's entered in the time slips, which keeps track of how much they're paying us, and make sure that's checked. Make sure that we make a customer folder for them. Make sure that's checked. Welcome package, official letter, about us, and contacts. Make sure that's checked once we sent that. A sales invoice, that's just sent and processed. Make sure that was good. Promotions, production, friends them, follow them, share links, and create posts to increase their business. This is just for promoting their businesses on our own personal things and whatnot. Maybe our interns can do this and whatnot. And then now financial network eventually, and that's make sure that's all filed and done, and make sure they're entered in the network, and now they're circulating and so forth. We can do affiliates. And then you can also Google map their address. You can search their company on Google, and you can find out any news about them. And once you're done, you just click save. They're always the same. Contact roles. Contact roles are going to be it's just contacts through that are linked to other businesses. So say, for example, say Dan is part of another. Say if he has his own 1040 account, then he would be under contact roles. Instead of under this business as contacts as he is right now in there. And then you're going to go to partners. Partners are our affiliates that we work with and get referrals from or give referrals to. So let's say they're in our network. You would find them as one of our companies. So for this example, let's use Public Works. And Public Works is the employee benefits company for Dan's Ties. And then we'll enter in Public Works, and this just keeps track of what other companies are involved for when we refer them and enter into our network. And see how you see all their information is right down there. You got their phone number, then what role they are, and then whatnot. And eventually we'll have a thing for referrals, and maybe how much. And then it's the same thing with open activities. Save from the lead and what you've done so far and what you need to do, activity history, and then notes and attachments down here. Moving on, so you can see the engagement letter. It's stored in there. Right there, you just click it. It's right there. And then we're going to click back to get back to the account. And then this is the contact. This is Dan. He's in the contact field. And that's his contact name. You see his title would show up, his email, his phone number, and his LinkedIn profile. And you can just click on it right then and there to get a hold of him and see his contact. That's how we're getting an account. And if you get a contact, I'll show you in the next video. Thanks.